Welcome everyone to today's video. Wow, do I have a lot of interesting things for you today. A bunch of games, a few updates, and something new from HTC Vive. Yeah, I know, it looks like the story is repeating itself. I just want to say an absolute mad thank you to everybody in the community who has clicked that little red button. The subscriber count is just shooting up like crazy, and I just want to let you guys know I appreciate that, and I welcome everyone new to the community. Let's get right into the news. So, the first piece of news that I have for you guys today is going to be the brand new news on Resident Evil. A bunch of you were asking me, so any updates on Resident Evil? When is Resident Evil coming? Etc, etc. A lot of people are waiting for new AAA titles for the Oculus Quest and PCVR. Me personally being the most excited for Lone Echo 2, whenever that arrives. But people are saying there just isn't enough content. Sure, we're getting new headsets, but not any new content. As well as, of course, people saying the Quest titles are bringing down every other title. But hey, at least now we're finally getting Resident Evil 4. It is only for the Quest 2, however, not for PCVR and not for the Quest 1, which is interesting. I wonder if it's going to be for any new headsets if those get released. Facebook debuted a new gameplay trailer for Resident Evil 4 and announced that the game will be released on October the 21st, exclusively for the Oculus Quest 2. So we finally have a release date for Resident Evil. As previously announced, Facebook says you'll be able to play standing or seated with support for different modes of movement, including both teleportation and room scale. Ooh, room scale. Oh, okay, I might need to do this one on the beach. To quote, as per Oculus blog, you'll still move by using the analog stick, but Armature has added a full upper body rig on top of Leon's character to combine his movement with the dual-handed interactivity achieved with touch controllers. Weapons and items have been re-engineered as physical objects, so you can pick them up and interact with them. Lastly, rather than navigating a menu to swap out weapons, you can grab them off your body. It's fair to say a lot of work has gone into making this game happen, and I love seeing older games be brought into VR. I've mentioned this before, it's like giving them a new life. Talking about new games, we have a new game coming from Stride developer. Stride developer Joy Wei has yet another demo for another VR game. This time it's super-powered first-person shooter Outlier. A free demo for the game launched on Steam last week. Outlier is described as an adventure roguelite, in which players pair an arsenal of weapons with powers like throwable fireballs. Cast as one of humanity's last survivors, players arrive in a new solar system in search of a new home, only to find a deadly alien race looking to destroy everything. That certainly does sound very interesting and might make for some super quality content. We might need to try this one out on livestream sometime. HTC Vive is teasing something new once again. So, I don't know how well you guys remember the last HTC hype train, where HTC was releasing something pretty much every day, teasing a new announcement. At the very end, we got something where a lot of people were essentially incredibly disappointed. And I know that if I say anything too hype about this one, people are gonna go out and say, it's HTC, don't get your hopes up, they're doing this again. But towards the end of the very last one, we essentially got the message of, this isn't over. We have another surprise, just not yet. Could this be that? We don't exactly know, but they are teasing big news in a small package next month. HTC is back at it again with the announcement teases. The company is now hinting at a reveal next month, in predictably cryptic ways. The announcement takes place inside the Engage platform at 8 AM PT on October 14, and anyone can attend on VR platforms or flat screen devices. HTC accompanied the news with an image of, well, we can't quite tell what. It looks like a Flask or Bluetooth speaker. Some have speculated it could be a case for some foldable type of VR headset. There's little more to the story though. As usual, this is HTC. We don't have much to the story. When I originally saw this, I thought, water bottle. We're getting htcstore.com. And that's certainly what it looks like. Look, you've got the top of the water bottle right there in the bottom right, and then you've got the water bottle there. Whether this is actually what they're teasing, or this is just casual mugs sitting on the table and they're like, yeah, we have, HTC mugs, who knows? I don't think we're quite there for foldable VR headsets, but if we were, it would be quite incredible. HTC is incredibly cryptic, and looks like we might just only find this out on the 14th. But if it was to be an Oculus Quest competitor, a standalone VR headset with a much cheaper price tag, as the last ones they introduced weren't exactly very cheap. Well, it does certainly seem like the perfect time to get it out there would be just before Oculus Connect, so that they have something to put it up against. But that's just a theory. It's just a speculation. And that's all we can do. We can speculate. Guys, you'd be surprised how many people get angry at me for speculating. You know, part of the fun of VR is speculating on new devices. People try to tell me I can't verify everything. Well, no, I can't, because it's speculation. You'd be surprised. You really would. I think some people just don't like being hyped, which is fine. But then, you know, there's other videos. I personally, I'm just super hype about anything new that comes out in the VR space. I love seeing new technology, and I love seeing this space expand. Looks like we're getting some Natural Rain 65 sound effect.wav outside, so I hope you guys are enjoying that. If you guys know me, you know I'm a huge fan of standalone headsets. And currently, we really only have access to the Oculus Quest lineup of standalone headsets. So, I would be lying to you if I said that I was not incredibly excited for Valve's new standalone. So, I'm super excited to tell you about the new info that we have. Yesterday on our Discord, Sadliest Bradley told us that he has some brand new news regarding the Steam Deck card and some super exciting information about Valve's new standalone. And, well, it's fair to say he delivered. So once again, I'm going to send you guys over to his video. Make sure to check that out. It goes incredibly into detail about Valve's new device. But in this video, I'm just going to brief you about what's happening. Valve is planning on releasing a PCVR standalone headset. It seems to be an x86 device that will be able to run Steam VR games, basically combining the Steam Deck with an Index or some, better VR headset. We kind of knew this was coming, but with everything that Brad has dug up, I mean, it's pretty much obvious at this point. From strings inside files to code names to things that easily relate to a standalone VR headset. Even finding a Wi-Fi driver, and inside the Valve internal menu inside Steam VR, we have something called the standalone system layer and Prism. As Brad says, Prism was added to the files at the same time as the Deckard POC, which is the proof of concept, was added. So they're clearly related. Anyway, it's unbelievably exciting. So please go, give him your support, and show him that this work that he's doing, digging all of this up, is unbelievably exciting and worth it. And thanks so much, Brad, for digging this up for the VR community, because I know some people don't like hype, but I myself am a huge fan of seeing what companies are working on before they actually give it to us. And this is super exciting. It could change the way we play VR. A standalone PCVR headset. Unbelievable. The new Walking Dead update came out a little while ago, and it looks like we're already getting hints at a possible DLC or sequel. As great as The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Aftershocks update is, it left us eager to hear what's next from Skydance's interactive hit VR game. As it turns out, the update drops a few hints itself. There are spoilers for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Aftershocks in this article. So I'm reading from Upload VR here, so since I don't want to spoil anything for you, all I'm going to tell you is there are hints in it of a possible DLC or sequel. So in case you're excited for that, check out this article down below. But I certainly don't want to spoil anything for you in this video, so spoiler alert. Virtual Desktop gets a PC video downloads and 120Hz flat game streaming update. And that is super exciting. We've had 120Hz inside Virtual Desktop for a little while now, so that you can wirelessly play your PC VR games at 120Hz. But looks like we've now got that on flat game streaming, which was also in Virtual Desktop for quite a while now. A Virtual Desktop update adds a new videos tab to download or stream videos from your PC for local playback on the Oculus Quest. This is super cool. What I used to do is I just used to, plug in a USB, copy them. But now we can wirelessly download them straight from our PC and stream them into Virtual Desktop. Props for that. Release notes for the update also say that on Windows, you can paste YouTube and other website URLs, and videos will be downloaded to your computer and streamed to your Quest. That's super cool. The feature supports normal as well as 180 degrees and 360 degrees videos. Videos can even be encoded on the fly, if needed, to get them to play on Quest. 4 of Virtual Desktop's environments now also support the ability to stream flat-screen PC games at 120Hz, assuming that your existing monitor supports that frame rate. So that is a little problem there for any people that don't have a monitor that supports 120Hz, but would like to be able to push that 120Hz on their flat screen games anyway. Unfortunately, we're not at the point where Virtual Desktop can just emulate a monitor and force Windows to use that 120Hz on your flat screen games, but maybe sometime in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this update. Do you guys use a Virtual Desktop to play your flat screen games? I know I've done it a few times. Rec Room, a game that quite a few people over on our Discord and in the comments section play. In fact, quite a few people prefer it over VR chat. My personal favorite is VR chat, but you know what? This one has a pretty cool update. Rec Room is to introduce vehicles and multiplayer racing with Rec Rally on September the 29th. Available across all platforms from September 29th, the Rec Rally update brings multiplayer racing and vehicles to Rec Room for the first time ever. Damn, would it be so cool to have vehicles in VR chat. I know it's possible to code in, but imagine you just straight up had like one ready inside the VR chat SDK so that I wouldn't have to go through breaking Unity all over again. But unfortunately, I just don't think VR chat would be able to pull it on anyone's PC. I feel like my Unity would be very unhappy. Unless, you've got some monster PC, you could probably do it then. But yeah, that is honestly super exciting. And as much as I don't play Rec Room a lot, I might have to check this one out, and we might go do some racing. Maybe even live, who knows? Zenith, The Last City, the promising VR MMO that we actually played live and checked out the very first time it got released, just got a huge boost with $10 million in funding. Ramen VR, the studio behind the upcoming VR MMO Zenith, The Last City, announced today that it has raised $10 million in venture capital. The game is set to launch later this year on all major VR headsets. Zenith, The Last City got its start with a successful Kickstarter back in 2019. Despite raising $280,000, significantly more than its $25,000 goal, that isn't much budget to create a full-blown MMO. Luckily, the game just got a huge boost that is sure to carry it to launch and secure its near-term future. Following several closed alpha tests held earlier this year, the studio behind the project, Ramen VR, announced today that it has raised $10 million in a Series A investment with participation from VC firms Makers Fund, Anthos Capital, and Dune Ventures. As far as individual VR games go, $10 million is a huge budget by most standards, so this is going to be quite exciting. I cannot wait to see what becomes of Zenith. When we first jumped into it, I thought it had huge potential, and that hasn't changed. I still think it has huge potential. Of course, what makes any VR game, especially any social VR game, is the player base. And if Zenith doesn't have the player base, well, unfortunately, it won't reach its full potential. So we'll just have to see what happens. It's why VR chat is currently the most visited place. I guess that kind of ties into the Facebook lawsuit as well. The one that mentions the fact that you will join the social network that all your friends are on. Kind of the same with VR social apps. You'll join the one that all your friends are on. And since a lot of people are on VR chat, that just seems to be the one that people gravitate to. However, Zenith isn't just a social VR game. It's also an MMO. So chances are that this could end up being a lot better than any of us could have anticipated. And I honestly can't wait to see. So that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I don't normally make a video that is mostly covering VR games, and I was actually thinking of just not releasing a video today, but then I was like, you know what? Why not live stream and release a video? So here we are. Also, I am constantly conscious in the back of my mind that there's a huge spider somewhere here around my room because, yesterday it found me. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day or night. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like. If you guys disliked it, I guess this button works too, but please tell me why down in the comment section below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, make sure to join our Discord down below. Make sure to join our Reddit, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. If you guys would like to support the channel any way, shape, or form, we've got sick mugs down below that boost your FPS by 300% and merch that doesn't put a huge antibody. And if you guys want to be notified about future content coming up on the channel daily, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.